Hello, everyone. Welcome to theCUBE studio here in Palo Alto. I'm John Furrier, your host of theCUBE. Got a great CUBE conversation here around an upcoming event that's turning out to be probably one of the most important AI conferences of the year. The lineup is looking very strong. Thousands of people attend. Stefan Weitz is the co-founder and CEO of HumanX. Besides a great name, HumanX is going to be, will be expected to be a smashing conference, March 9th through the 13th this year, 2025 at the Fontainebleau Hotel in Vegas, which is a new great hotel. Stefan, thanks for coming in on theCUBE and talking about HumanX.
Thanks, John. Appreciate it. Yeah, happy to be here.
I think I just volunteered to do a couple panels. Let's see if it's still
Yeah,
open, but looking forward to it.
yeah,
I'll be there. theCUBE
yeah.
will probably be on the ground, not doing a lot of filming, but our team will be there. Great event. So first of all, congratulations on pulling together one around curating a great agenda and also creating a lot of excitement and around the community and the industry around this event. It's hard to do events. Everyone knows events. It's extremely difficult to get the attention. You guys have managed to do that. Your team, congratulations on that. What was the catalyst around this? Because it's not just it's not just another hand waving event. It's
No,
got a lot of meat on the bone.
I hope so. That's the idea. So the catalyst was pretty simple. I've been a nerd since I was a small child. I've loved AI since I was a kid. I wanted my C3PO. I wanted my kit car from Knight Rider, and really worked in and around the industry. I was at Microsoft for almost 20 years and did a bunch of work there in space. But I think we all had that AI winter for a long time. We made great progress, and people way better than I am made even better progress.
Mhm.
But at the end of the day, we were not seeing those magical moments that we were promised as kids, and so I was bummed out. And then you saw 17 come with the first Transformer, and you started seeing the subsequent releases. And what I got excited about that was not so much that it was AI, because at the end of the day, it's mostly applied stats in the early Transformers. It was more that it enabled a different type of human computer and a huge unlock. And I thought, holy smokes, this actually, independent of chain of reasoning, chain of thought, that alone can open up computing to more people in more areas. So I was excited. So I started calling all my buddies who are, CXOs of various companies and said, hey, what is your strategy for AI? And I talked about 110 of them over the course of a few months. And it ranged from, God bless them, but the guys who said we have a great strategy, totally lying. Guys who said, I have an okay strategy, and they were probably right. And then a lot of folks just said, we don't have a strategy at this point. Please tell us what to do. And I thought, oh my gosh, if we are relying on, this is about 18 months ago now, but if we're relying on big corporates to understand how to make their way through this morass of information that comes out every single day in AI, and we're relying on them to deliver the innovations in practice, we've got a problem. And so that's when I said, what can we do? My partner is a guy named John Weiner. He's behind Money 2020 and Shop Talk and Health. He understands this community and event space very well. And so we said, let's go ahead and put something together which would help these leaders chart their way through AI and create this confidence and conviction for them in their journey. So that was the genesis of the whole thing.
Yeah, and you guys have, first of all, great track, so it's very robust. But the thing that's going on, you pointed out, there's a huge thirst and for discovery of content. You got experts. There's more papers being written in the past 2 years than I've ever read in a human lifetime, possibly. There's more innovations happening on a daily basis, weekly basis, breakthroughs. So real technical chops happening, and then a smart set of industry participants who are leaning in to learn. So it's not so much selling anything. You're
No,
bringing people
no.
together, industry experts with real
Yeah,
practitioners who actually want to, one, how do I use my data? First, I'll use AI to do that. And then two, what do I
sure.
do with it? What are net new opportunities? So clearly an explosion. And the focus on the content is very knowledge-based. And you
Yeah.
got the tracks: cybersecurity, infrastructure, healthcare, marketing, entertainment,
Yeah.
policy, enterprise, and then the breakthrough category. Very intentional. Can you give the philosophy around why, one, you agree if that's happening, and two, the philosophy around that and the tracks, what people can expect?
Sure. 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 Yeah, we actually did a study with Harris. It was at the time, this is about 5 months ago or 6 months ago now. It was the largest study of AI in the enterprise that had ever been done. So about 1,200 companies participated in this. And we asked about 210 questions to each company. So, not, how they had time, I have no idea, but thank you very much. And that helped us understand understand as it relates to AI. So many conferences, as I'm sure you know, John, they kind of, the agenda is based on who they can get to come speak. And we said, let's go ahead and back into it with a research-based approach of what enterprises, large businesses, medium businesses, small businesses, what they're really struggling with, what they're really asking, what's working, what's still unclear or not working altogether. And let's create the agenda to address those specific needs. So we have this 250,000 data point study, with bizarre findings in some areas. Um, but that really helped us design that. And so the agenda was very consciously built around that. The tracks are really there more, you can think of it both as an industry, but also as a function. So the marketing track isn't necessarily just for the marketing industry, it's for people who are in the marketing discipline, for example. Same with infrastructure, same with enterprise, that kind of thing. But they really are designed to, again, get you to an answer per se, but at least understand how to ask the question you need to ask to figure out your AI journey. And so the way it's structured is pretty simple. There's a main stage or center stage, you call it center stage, and that's where you're going to get kind of your snackable. That's your big announcements. It's Kevin from OpenAI, it's Mike from Anthropic, it's all the folks up there giving these incredibly both inspiring but also practical talks. And I'll be very clear, no one's pitching from stage. No one's up there selling product. We have, for every one of those people, a very seasoned journalist to go and actually conduct those things. So it will not be a softball session. And then it goes to the industry stages, the track stages, as you mentioned, and those are longer, and those are more like Davos style events where it's very, very kind of in depth. And then from there, we have about 110 of the speakers, most of the major ones, who agreed to do small groups. So after that, if you want to go talk to Kevin Weil at OpenAI or Renaud Khosla, we have that opportunity to go sit down with those folks and have small group conversations, which is pretty unusual for any event and any time. So it's a really rich tapestry of content that you get to access, and we tried to keep it simple and streamlined. I'm not sure how well we did in that, but we gave it a shot. We'll do better
I
next
mean,
year, I'm
aligning
sure, but
aligning
that's how
the
it works.
aligning the tracks with where the business needs are, and from a discovery standpoint, it's perfect. We were having an event here this week, CMO Leaders Summit, and
Yeah.
around the changing role of the CMO, and it's a technical platform side, but it's also a workflow and data conversation around CMO, and every area has this, right? So I love how you're digging in on these tracks to go deeper. And we were joking, you're going to love this. You're an AI conference, so you're going to love this. You actually do have a mixture of experts, literally, on stage. So, pun intended.
You do.
This is what's going on in the communities where the events inspire but also inform deeply. And I think that's one of the things that's unique about HumanX. What's been the reaction so far on stats? Can you share any numbers? Obviously, humanx.co is the URL. If you're watching, check it out. You can sign up there. But give us some stats. I know there's some numbers on the page. Give us some latest updates on who's coming,
Sure.
attendance
So
numbers.
I mean, yeah, of course. I think we have 310 confirmed speakers now, and if you look at the list, it's 80-ish% CEO founder level, which is exciting to see. So it's the biggest, not biggest, but just the people who are running these AI companies across the planet. So that's exciting. 32% female, which also is pretty interesting given the tech
That's
tech
double the
space.
industry standard, actually.
Yeah, definitely. We one of the, but honestly, in AI, it's really encouraging to see the number of the diversity of all sorts of things in leadership positions. It's different than general tech, I found, which is, I'm not quite sure why, but it's a fascinating distinction. So that we will have 200 and we're at 226. There'll be 250 press by the time we hit the ground in 3 weeks. People like you and big majors out there as well will be there, which is fun. 150 or so different people selling products. So it is at its core, there's also a trade show component, and that's designed because, as I mentioned, people are looking for partners, they're looking for solutions, and so we're actually curating some pretty good people there to help the companies get through. A few thousand attendees, TBD what it actually ends up at. People, for some reason, book very late. I don't understand that, but there you go. So there's,
Because
there's
when it's hot, everyone has to go because it's hot now. But you guys have been hot for a while. I like the expo hall because I do believe, I'm a big believer personally into capitalism side of things. If you create a good content program like you've done intentionally, that will draw the best people, that will draw the best content, and that's an opportunity to sidecar some marketing and or education, right, or biz dev. So that's totally cool on that. What I'm really interested in is how you're viewing the networking opportunities, because as you know, AI is also a digital community as well. There's trust built into the program and the relationship, totally cool. What's the networking opportunities for folks who come? What do you have planned? Can you share a little bit about what you're
Yeah.
thinking and what you expect the networking to look
Yeah.
like? Because people want to meet each other. There's all kinds of marketplace kind of transactions, finding jobs,
That's
finding
right.
biz dev, doing
That's
deals.
right.
It's a great event.
Finding a partner, or finding a vendor, or finding your next job, finding a commiserator to talk about how crappy your boss is. Yeah, exactly. And I think that's what we. There's a few different things. So I'll be brief. But one's called Solution Bridge. That's a program where we actually take companies that have needs. Like, I'm a large company, I need to figure out my governance strategy for AI, and then we actually pair them up with vendors who can meet those needs. So they have like a speed dating session, so you can knock out a vendor review in in an afternoon. So that's pretty cool. We have Venture Connect for startups and VCs. Kind of obvious what that is. They speed dating between VCs and startups. And then those are kind of curated programs. But then there's other things like HumanX Connect, which is just basically an easy way to book a table in the app with someone else you want to meet with and have a place to go and have a conversation. You don't have to sit on the floor. You don't have to go to a Starbucks. We have that there for you as part of our service, which is fun. There's great events happening all around the event. So we have 45 partners doing really cool things, ranging from Goodwin, who's running an entire half day on law and AI. It's like $50,000 worth of attorneys in one room for you. It's free. There's some other ones coming up I can't talk about yet, but they're really cool as well. So there's really a lot there. And then, of course, just the events themselves. We have a great opening night reception. We've got a bunch of receptions happening across the event every day. And then we have our closing night reception as well, which is a
Yeah.
really cool artist who will announce on Tuesday as well. But yeah, so there's really no end. And then the app itself is a really good app. You fill out your profile, you tell us about yourself, and we can actually recommend people you should meet. You can easily hit them in the app, schedule a meeting right there, go talk to them. It's all designed to be, at the end of the day. One last plug is kind of fun too. One last plug is that everyone's badge has a real cool smart beacon on it. And so if you meet someone and you want to exchange information, you just both click your little badge and
Yeah.
there you go. You're
Awesome. And
connected.
you
So
mentioned that,
kind of fun.
what was it that you can get a table? Is that peer exchange?
HumanX Connect.
HumanX
Yeah,
Connect.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
No, I'm sorry. Pure Exchange. That's the new name. I beg your pardon. Pure Exchange. That is
Okay.
correct.
Let's check out the
Thank you.
website. Yeah.
Marketing changed that last week, and I forgot.
Moving so fast. This
Yes,
is like,
that's moving so
it's like,
fast, man. Yeah.
how many tokens were burned to do that? Okay. It's a good opportunity.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
Share, for the folks watching, if there's any last minute sponsor opportunities, because I'm sure, as you start to get more and more momentum up to the time, last minute sponsorships opportunities, anything available still? Um,
Yeah, there's still a couple of spots on the floor, not many, but there's some good spots on the floor. There's still branding opportunities in many places. There's still, I think, the grab and go cafe on the main floor, which is still open. So there's lots of places you can be. But even if a lot of folks are just wanting to curate special dinners or special events for their communities as well. So they have a lot of partners bringing their people along. But yeah, there's still, I wouldn't say lots, but there's still definitely things that people can hop in with and sponsor.
Awesome. So I got to ask you, how's it feel? And with all this work gone in, obviously, your partner has a pedigree of events. Money's well known. His events are solid.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
was there any? Was there any? One, how you feeling? And two, was there any tweak to the event formula
yeah.
that you felt would be aligned with the AI vibe and the AI momentum? As kind of we're in a new generational shift. Events are back certainly this year. I mean, I know theCUBE, we're seeing events at higher levels than ever before. And digital's popping like crazy. What was some of the tweaks you've made? And how you feeling?
I'm feeling really good. I'm feeling really good on most things. There are a couple things that are always dangling, and you're like, man, I wish I could tie that thing down. But hopefully by the end of the day, I can. We'll see if it's going to work. But no, I feel good. The tweaks we made from John's previous events, which again, if you've been to them, you kind of know they're more of a festival than a trade show in most cases. The tweaks we made is the biggest one is this is health money 2020 and shop talk. We're really focused on particular verticals, for a lack of a better word. Health is on healthcare payer providers, shop talks e-commerce, and money 2020 on fintech. And so AI is different. AI touches so many parts of the organization. And so it wasn't as easy as I think we all thought to necessarily talk about what we were, because if you're running 2020, it's like if you're in fintech, you got to go. It's just the way it is, right? If you're a supply chain manager at a closet rod manufacturer who wants to figure out how AI can help her business, would you necessarily see HumanX as the place you had to be? You need to, but it's a harder message to get out, right? Because you can't just target those people as easily as you can in fintech. So that was the one tweak, was really recognizing we were more of a horizontal
Yeah.
conference, and also along those same lines, just making sure that we cross programs such that the things that verticals would talk about, so healthcare or
Yeah.
operations, whatnot, were still relevant to other disciplines and industries and tracks. And so we're trying to make sure that the content is specific enough for those who are in the space, but also applicable enough for those who are not in the space to take those ideas into their own particular company.
Yeah, well, I'm super
Yeah.
excited to see how it all plays out. Looking good right now, as they say, middle of the fairway in golf, and should be a great event. Final question for you: what's the brand promise for HumanX as a theme? As you look at it's coming down the pike, certainly should be a lot of afterglow and follow on. I'm sure that'll continue. I'm expecting to be a big success. What's the brand promise to the attendees and the participants?
Yeah, I mean, at the highest level, I've said this since day one, this has to be the highest ROI event that a person will spend 3 days at for the entire year. It has to be that. You have to be able to leave this saying, I have more confidence, I have more conviction in what I need to do for my company, my organization, my government, and AI. So we everything we've done is tuned around delivering that ROI promise. So that's probably the biggest thing I can say, that
Yeah.
will you'll leave there with action, not just great content, which is great too, but you need more than that.
Well, Stefan, thank you and your co-founder for doing this. Again, enthusiasm's
Yeah,
great. Confidence moves the needle. Appreciate you taking the time to come on theCUBE, and we're looking forward to seeing you. I'll put up posts on LinkedIn. It's
great. Thank you.
humanx.co is the URL. Check it out. There's still tickets there. Some sponsorship opportunities limited, but give
Yep.
Stefan and team a call. This is theCUBE. We'll be there on the ground. Everyone's going to be there. It should be a great event. It's like a festival.
Thanks, John. Really appreciate it. A
Appreciate
lot
you,
of fun.
Stefan. Thank you so much. Okay, I'm
Thanks,
John
man.
Furrier. You're here in the Palo Alto studios between Palo Alto and Wall Street, our new studio at the NYSE. We got Silicon Valley and Wall Street connected. And of course, we have our Boston studio. Of course, we go to all the events in the enterprise and emerging tech. Check out all the coverage on siliconangle.com, thecube.net, and thecuberesearch.com. A research-led conference. HumanX should be it should be the most important AI conference of the year. Thanks for watching.